Myth: parental alienation is just a legal defense used by abusive fathers. Truth: in over half of the cases where parental alienation was found to have occurred, there were no allegations of other forms of abuse. Research indicates that mothers and fathers are just as likely to be alienated parents. Parental alienation is a form of abuse that doesn't discriminate based upon gender. Myth: mothers don't alienate children, they protect them from abusive fathers. Truth: parents who use their child as a weapon against the other parent, regardless of gender, are committing psychological abuse when it results in severe parental alienation. There are ways to protect children from abuse without causing psychological harm. Research indicates that there's a double standard to accept and justify a mother's parental alienating behaviors while sanctioning fathers for the same behavior. Myth: parental alienation shouldn't be recognized because it will be misused by abusers. Truth: for any type of abuse, there's always a risk of abusers pretending to be victims. This risk creates the need for clear standards and reliable screening and assessment tools to prevent misuse. The 5-factor model provides that standard by requiring that abuse and neglect aren't present before parental alienation can be diagnosed. Myth: the alienated parent must be abusive for a child to reject them so strongly. Truth: children who are abused by a parent tend to engage in behaviors to preserve and to protect the relationship. They don't seek to destroy it. Children in foster care usually yearn for their birth parents and frequently minimize the maltreatment that their birth parents perpetrated against them. The rejection of a healthy parent isn't normal and is an outcome that's encouraged and often rewarded by the alienating parent. Myth: both parents are responsible for parental alienation. Truth: researchers have found that the alienated parent's behaviors aren't typically the cause of a child's rejection. It's the alienating parent's behaviors that are responsible. And these behaviors aren't reciprocated by the alienated parent. Myth: research on parental alienation isn't scientific. Truth: clinical, legal, and scientific evidence on parental alienation has accumulated for over 35 years. There have been over 1,000 peer-reviewed articles, chapters, and books published on the topic, and the empirical research has expanded greatly, leading to what has been considered a blossoming of the scientific field. Myth: parental alienation theory was created by a pedophile. Fact: Dr. Richard Gardner coined the phrase parental alienation syndrome. His clinical descriptions of sexually abused children have been mischaracterized by the child abuse and domestic violence advocates to portray him as a pedophile. Such advocates have engaged in ad hominem attacks by taking his writings out of context to further an agenda that denies parental alienation is real.